Dr. Schmidt, Mrs. Donlin, Mrs. Douglas, and Mrs. Horn. Members of the faculty, parents, and students. Welcome to the 2025 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. Before we begin, I will give you a moment to set aside your devices, tuck away cell phones, smartwatches, and earbuds. Please do not have them out at all during this assembly. Thank you. We ask that you give your full attention and your respect to a ceremony that has been honored in high schools across our country since 1921. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as the new members of our NHS chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope that this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our school's chapter is proud to have been inducting new members since 1997, and today's ceremony indicates the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students, in addition to the strong academic records which establish our eligibility for membership. Our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through activities including the Senior Citizens Banquet. We are proud of this record of accomplishment and welcome those new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as NHS members. It is at this time we proclaim to all in the audience and attendance that membership in the Genesee Valley Central School Chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Officers of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates and invite an honored guest to speak on each of the 4 pillars. Emily, please come to the podium.
Ryan, will you please place the gold scholarship table? I will now introduce the scholarship program. Scholarship is a commitment to learn. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of cultivated knowledge. Knowledge is one great element in life, which can lead one to the highest success. It can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through opportunities inherent in scholarship. This pursuit goes far beyond the grades which they receive in school. Our NHS students are curious and strive to see the world outside of school connects to the work they do in the classroom. Ms. Preston, please share your thoughts on scholarship.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Mrs. Preston, and I have the privilege as school counselor to speak on the pillar of scholarship. What is scholarship? It's a word we've heard, we've used, but what does it actually mean? When we use it, we talk about getting money for college. I help people find and apply for scholarships. Does this use of the word have something to do with our meaning of scholarship here today? One of the pillars. I believe that organizations and foundations are looking to give scholarships to scholars. Who and what are scholars? Being a scholar certainly has something to do with grades. Is it just how good a student's grades are? I think it's possible for someone to have good grades and not be a true scholar, or someone to struggle in classes and in fact be a true scholar. I think scholarship is more than money for college or good grades. Here's my definition. I believe that scholars are people on a quest for knowledge for the sake of knowledge, not just for grades or the knowledge method, because learning new things is rewarding. Each of you who sits on the stage is here today because you have come to exemplify some of the qualities of scholars. You are driven learners. You accept the fact that the purpose of school is to help you pursue knowledge for knowledge's sake. You don't always know where that knowledge will take you, but you know that you need it to help you define your future. You will all enter different career paths, different courses of study, and different areas of scholarship. You have learned how to learn and that pursuing knowledge is attainable and rewarding. Perhaps you will even inspire countless others to engage in a scholarship just like you. You should be commended for your hard work. Your induction into the NHS is a testament to your hard work, your dedication, and your commitment to scholarship. Students in the audience who are witnessing this important honor, know that this level of scholarship is reached by focus, determination, grit, energy, and good work ethic. You have a team of teachers, older students, parents, counselors, administrators who are here to help you on your journey. As a school counselor, it is my responsibility to track the students' transcripts and determine who mathematically qualifies for this. The eligible average is 92% from all high school classes. In my experience, is often the 9th grade year that holds students' age averages below the NHS requirement of 92%. Students tend to take their 10th, 11th, and 12th grade studies more seriously, and 9th graders are often still maturing and adjusting from their transition from middle school. It's tough when at such a young age the grades you've earned matter greatly years down the line. Often students regret their lack of scholarship in 9th grade. I say this to encourage 7th and 8th graders to think carefully about their scholarship as they enter high school. I say this also to encourage 10th graders who know they've become more mature scholars to push themselves to make up for academic struggles in 9th grade. I also want to share with all of you, successful people are those who are lifelong scholars. People who love to learn new things, who want to know more, who are constantly seeking a lifetime scholarship. That's more important than NHS, money for college, or grades in high school. That's what we want here at GD, to push you to become lifelong scholars. Mackenzie.
Brandon, will you please light the red leadership candle? I will now introduce the leadership code. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence in the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice. Leadership is not just getting people to do something that they would otherwise be reluctant to do. It is the willingness to use one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffective without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, thus to a meaningful charge to each of our members. Leaders are also humble servants, demonstrating wisdom and self-confidence to effect change around them. Dr. Schmidt, please share your thoughts on leadership.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for sharing the definition of leadership. And congratulations to all the candidates and their families on today's induction into NHS. I would like to take a closer look at the words within the definition. The first sentence of the definition states that leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. Leaders lead by example. They are the first to arrive and the last to leave. They understand their actions have implications into the lives of others and take seriously the responsibility they gain. The definition quotes the price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. Leaders must be willing to serve others. They must earn trust, be visible, and establish high expectations for others and themselves. They own the stakes and they provide support. They give praise generously and share praise with those around them. Leaders establish and maintain a large circle of relationships. They don't burn bridges. People feel empowered and inspired when speaking with a leader. Leaders also must humble and be willing to admit error. They have to ask for help and seek guidance. A good leader listens more than she speaks. Leaders must do homework and have a deep understanding of complex situations. Leaders are lifelong learners who understand the power of collaboration. Most importantly, leaders are visible and aware of the minutiae of the work to be accomplished. In conclusion, a leader is someone we should emulate, someone we should look up to and support. According to Teddy Roosevelt, the role of the leader is to serve as a moral compass, pointing others towards justice and righteousness. Roosevelt also stated, "A leader knows what is really important in life and rarely puts on airs of importance." Congratulations on being inducted into the National Honor Society. Please continue to exceed the expectations of those around you. It will serve you well in life. Ryan, please come to the podium. Emily, will you please light the purple service candle? I will now introduce the service program. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote to the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Service means to care for others with no glory or recognition of ourselves. Our guest speaker is a Densey Valley Honors graduate and valedictorian of the class of 2015. She earned her bachelor's in intercultural studies from Houghton in 2019 and her Juris Doctorate from the University at Buffalo School of Law in 2023. After successfully passing the bar exam, Carolyn Duttweiler was sworn in as an attorney in June 2023. She currently works as an appellate court attorney in the Appellate Court Division 4 Department in New York. She is the daughter of Raleigh and Pam Duttweiler, and she will now share her thoughts on service.
Thank you, Ryan, for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. First, I want to congratulate the new inductees of the National Honor Society. I know that when I stood behind that exact same hearing a little over a decade ago, I didn't fully appreciate the importance of the decisions that went into that moment, so I encourage all of you just to reflect on how you got here and just to be extra proud of yourselves. I also would like to thank Mrs. Glenn and the administration for inviting me to be here today. I'm deeply honored to be chosen as your guest speaker. I've been invited to speak to you, the inductees, today about service. Now, service, as you've heard, can be many different things. Service can be working for the good of others, volunteering, to children you cry on, and helping some kids like that on the side of the road. But I wanted to talk to you today about the aspect of service that has defined my life, and that is advocacy. Again, advocacy, like service, can have a lot of different definitions, but advocacy, in its most basic, fundamental form, is just speaking up on behalf of other people, ideas, or even yourself. As you heard, I work as a lawyer. My job is to be an advocate for people. I have the education, license, connections, and respect that puts me in the best position to stand up for people in need. Even in my current role, where I work for judges and identify personal crimes, I practice elements like advocacy. The people in my cases who are in front of the judge usually aren't in a position where they can advocate for themselves. But I'm in that position, and I can't account for them. I also volunteer my time and expertise representing clients in eviction proceedings. My clients are tenants who are getting evicted from their apartments and can't afford a lawyer. There are almost always people who are just down on their luck. For example, my last clients were a couple. The woman was 9 months pregnant, and the man had recently had a seizure, lost his job, and so they were a couple months behind the rent. And they walk into a courtroom for the first time in their lives. They got a judge looking down at them, a big guy in a fancy suit who's trying to get them kicked out of their apartment. They're scared, they don't know their rights, they don't know how to stand up for themselves. But I'm in a position of privilege where I'm able to advocate for them and perform that act of service, so that's what I do. Now, if they fell asleep during that, I don't speak, that's okay, I forgive you, because this is the important part, and it goes without saying. But you can be an advocate without the fancy long lessons. I actually got my first start as an advocate right here at GCS, and this is supposed to be a ridiculous source of what one day, back in 2010, my friend Lily got a bad grade and back to her in Mr. Scott's 7th grade English class. In my infinite wisdom, as a 13-year-old middle schooler, I decided that this was unjust and I had to do something about it. So I sat down with Lily and I wrote Mr. Scott an email, which I still have. And it starts with, "Dear Mr. Scott, I write on behalf of Haley Perry, regarding the grade that she got on her collection. I then explained the issue and I concluded, we are not asking you to change your grade with a and recover safely and respect to the environment. Wanted you to be aware of this. Signed, Lily." That was me at 13. My first client, my friend, acted like a sweet. And yet somehow I didn't know I wanted to be aware until I was 22 years old. Now, the moral of this video story is not that I was in the right because I'm confident that I was not in Mr. Scott. If you ever see this, I apologize for being an absolute menace. Now, the point of the story is that no matter how small your chances, no matter the power and bands, no matter how uncool or unpopular it might be, no matter how scary, when you see an injustice being done, you speak up. When you see that someone else doesn't have the confidence or the power to stand up for themselves, you speak up. When no one else cares enough to right a wrong, you speak up. And that, in a totally unbiased opinion, is the greatest act of service strength and control. Advocacy can be on an incredibly small scale, like telling a teacher that your classmate's grades unfair, or an incredibly large scale, like advocating for the equal treatment of the entire people. It can be for others, or it can be for yourself, which is just as important. You can practice advocacy as a student in high school, or as a lawyer in the courtroom. But ultimately, it is about using your voice and your courage to make the world a better place. So that's the message I have for you all today. Be that person that others can count on to speak up for them when it matters. Be that person that never turns a blind eye to the justice that you stand. Advocate for yourself, advocate for their voices, advocate for fairness, and discover just how fulfilling that type of service is. I wish you all the best of luck, and congratulations again on being inducted to the National Honor Society. Thank you. Braden, would you please come to the podium?
Mackenzie, will you please light the white character candle? I will now introduce the character builder. Character is the most elemental quality that a National Honor Society member possesses. A person's character isn't measured at one instant in time, but along the continuum of one's life. The right decision is rarely an easy choice to make. Our ability to make difficult choices is the truest measure of ourselves. Character is something that we must practice with utmost fidelity. It is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is this force of character that guides one through life and, once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, daily striving to make the right choice. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, graciousness, kindness, caring, self-reflection, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. Mrs. Donovan, please share your thoughts on character.
A person's character can be difficult to define. The definition Braden just shared includes characteristics such as respect, trustworthiness, and citizenship. This morning, I'd like to speak to you about a character trait I consider immensely important: kindness. Showing kindness to others can be as subtle as a smile. When you're out and about, look around, acknowledge others with a simple hello or how are you. It might be the first smile or kind word that person has seen or heard all day. You've probably heard the phrase random acts of kindness to describe actions like paying for another person's meal at a restaurant or leaving an encouraging note on a person's under a person's windshield wiper. While these are certainly commendable acts, I want you to consider the impact of deliberate acts of kindness. The people around you, your classmates, teachers, siblings, parents, and friends all deserve to be treated with kindness every single day. Wendy Mass illustrated this point in a way that continues to resonate with me. She said, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about." We all have our insecurities and personal struggles. People express their needs and feelings differently. Some people who need your kindness may be quiet and seem withdrawn. Some may have big smiles on their faces and an upbeat attitude. Assume that every person you come in contact with is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Consider moving beyond a smile or a kind greeting. When a certain person crosses your mind, let them know you're thinking about them. Write a note, send a text, make a phone call. Find a way to remind them that there is someone who cares about them and whatever battle they are fighting. Who can you show kindness to today? Does someone specific come to your mind? I want to challenge you to take a minute to reach out to that person today or tomorrow. You may never know the impact your words and actions have on another person's life. Treating others with kindness is one of the best gifts you can give an important part of the pillar of character. American poet Maya Angelou said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Thank you. Mrs. Douglas, please come to the podium.
The purpose of the National Honor Society is shown in its emblem of a burning torch. It signifies a wish to serve, a desire to achieve, and a pledge to uphold the ideals of society. We light candles to remind us of these ideals. Would the current members please stand with their candles? Ryan, please light the current members' candles. Emily, please come to the podium.
Inductees, please collect your candles and rise. With the help of my fellow members, we would like to induct the following students who have met the qualifications for membership. Ryan, please light the candles of the new members. Dr. Schmidt, Ms. Donaldson, Ms. Douglas, Ms. Horn, members of the faculty, parents, and students. These are the new members of the Genesee Valley chapter of the National Honor Society for 2025. Mackenzie, please administer the National Honor Society pledge.
At this time, will the new inductees please raise your right hand and repeat the pledge. I pledge myself to uphold the high ideals of the National Honor Society, to build a strong character in myself and others, to further the advancement of scholarship, carry aloft the torch of leadership, to serve my school my community, and my country in the interest of humanity. Please remember this audience has witnessed pledging yourselves to the high purposes of the National Honor Society. You may all extinguish your candles. Current members, please be seated. New inductees, please remain standing. Freedom, please come forward.
Inductees, as your name is called, please step forward and receive your membership certificate and pin. Dr. Schmidt and Mrs. Donlin, please award the inductees at this time. Callie Burdick, daughter of Samantha Tucker, come up and receive your certificate and pin. J.C. Davis, daughter of Amanda Davis, come up and receive your certificate and pin. Mira Kelly, daughter of Sean and Josie Kelly, come up and receive your certificate and pin. Nolan Hunter, son of Mark and Sarah Hunter, come up and receive your certificate and pin. Whitney Young, daughter of Dane Young and Sarah Young Carlin, come up and receive your certificate and pin. Please join me in congratulating the newest members of the Genesee Valley National Honor Society. New members, you may be seated. I'd like to thank our advisors, Mrs. Douglas and Mrs. Horn, for their work in organizing this year's induction ceremony. Please join me in thanking them with a round of applause.